Jeffrey, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're a homeowner or an apartment dweller, if you have neighbors, you're going to have topics, issues, things to talk about, and that's why the Right Next Door podcast exists on Earth.
That is correct, Aaron. We tried to delve into the most pressing issues facing our neighborhoods.
Let's delve.
And this week, we have one that is a constant.
Wow.
I don't know that it'll ever be solved. And people are very, very polarized.
Oh, boy.
It is a constant argument over the dreaded gas-powered leaf blowers, Darren.
Oh!
Dirty deeds, triggered tirades, busybodies, and missing cats. They say tall fences make good neighbors, but bad neighbors make the Right Next Door podcast.
Those are a scourge. You know, a scourge of humanity. They are a terrible, terrible thing. And as someone who does a lot of audio recording, leaf blowers are not one of my favorite items.
You are probably correct about that. They are quite noisy. I'm on the fence with this one, and I'll tell you why. Because at one point I was like the only guy on my block that still mowed his own lawn.
Okay.
And as a kid, what was the worst, one of the worst chores you ever had?
Raking leaves.
Raking
the grass, yeah.
You got blisters all over your
Yeah.
hands. The trees just kept dumping. You'd clean up.
Isn't that the weirdest thing about trees? The leaves keep falling.
They keep falling. And then guess what you have to do every Saturday? You can't go out and
Yeah.
play ball.
No.
Well, you
no.
can after the leaves are cleaned up.
Yeah. So
And so I came up with different inventions. Like I would, try to scoop
put like
them
sheets, maybe like bedclothes on
Yeah.
the lawn, so you could lift them up with the leaves
lift
on them.
them up. I tried to shove them into the garbage cans and then
No.
take the garbage can.
No.
It was just a hot mess.
No.
So
Yes.
I understand the people, that use these leaf blowers because it's like lickety split.
Yeah.
I think it's not an issue with the gas powered leaf blower. It's just that
They're
they
noisy.
make too much racket.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
why can't we put a muffler on these things?
Although there is an issue with a gas-powered leaf blower, they are two-cycle engines, and they are colossally bad for the environment, Jeff.
Well, compared to what China's plunking out on a daily basis.
No, we're not going to do whataboutism here. We're not going to say, okay, we have our leaf blowers, but then there's a country of China. We're not going to do that today on the
Or
Right Next Door
India.
podcast. Or India. Their leaf blowers are not dirtier than ours, Jeff.
I don't know. I've got a Swedish-made leaf blower. I won't mention
well,
the
then it's
name.
Okay. Then it's okay,
And
Jeff.
I
You got
think
a
the
Scandinavian
Swedes have-
leaf blower.
I do.
Oh, I am outraged.
They
because
cost more.
because of the nationality of your leaf blower. Somehow that makes it okay.
It's right.
Oh, that is really
Look, here's the thing. You go up on your roof and try and blow out gutters
yeah.
with a corded leaf blower, you're going to kill yourself.
Or hang yourself.
Or hang yourself. It's just, the cord is just not. My grandma, God
Yeah.
rest her soul,
Yeah.
this is going way back before, these battery operated lawnmowers.
I think before there were
came into
batteries.
vogue.
I don't think you were not able to. There's a time in American history when there were no batteries.
No batteries.
And there were actually no lights. You just had the sun went up. You went to work. The sun came down. You went to bed.
You lit the candle and then.
We're going back a few years, maybe.
All right. So she had, for whatever reason, the old time one where like the things are like, you push it and it's,
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it.
Are you talking about a lawnmower?
Yeah. The ones that were
Oh,
like
a rotary,
maybe
like a push mower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so obviously dangerous to small children because that blade kept spinning even after you stopped pushing the thing.
You could, hours later, that blade's still going. A
Yeah.
child could wander by, maybe on an Easter egg hunt, stick their hand in.
And you've
I'm
got
joking.
egg salad.
Egg salad.
But she upgraded to a lawnmower that Yeah, I guess you're right. It was pre-batteries, so it was electric, but
It
you
was
had
an
to have a
electric lawnmower with a long cord. So
long
how
cord.
does that work?
It was a nightmare.
You're mowing the lawn with, you have to very cleverly, it's a math problem. You have to do the lawn, you have to go in a pattern that avoids rolling over the cord of the lawnmower. And you're indicating your grandmother's no longer with us. I'm guessing a horrible lawn mowing electrical accident took her life.
It did not, but I will tell you that I hated that mower so much
Yeah.
that I loaded my dad's gas-powered mower into the trunk of my car and drove it to her house. So what was taking me like an hour with the stupid cord, I could do her whole lawn in like 10 minutes.
Jeffrey,
And
why are you taking my mower? Jeffrey, you're stealing my lawnmower.
No, I left it
Jeffrey.
in her garage. I left her lawnmower in the garage. I just brought over my dad's mower and did the same job and you know.
Did you cut the grass for her?
I did, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Good grandson.
And so part of the arguments that you read online is like, let's just say you're doing your own lawn, which I was at the time. To hand broom everything, it's a nightmare. I mean, it takes forever. So you get a little leaf blower, everything's cleaned off in like 2 minutes and you're done.
But they are a scourge, Jeffrey. They are so noisy. There's a kind of a decibel level. If you see guys, there are lawn care guys in the neighborhood. Maybe you have a neighbor that has a lawn service, and often they wear ear protection. Often they do not. But their hearing is either damaged or they become a problem, a nuisance, because they're wearing ear protection and they could wander into traffic.
That's an OSHA issue.
Oh, okay.
I can't police.
You can't be bothered with that.
I can't be bothered with if they're wearing proper ear gear. Now, I will tell you, I wear the headsets because mine is not nearly as loud as the industrial strength ones.
Yeah, because it's Swedish. Everything Swedish is it's a very quiet leaf blower. That's okay. That was Italian.
Yeah, that was close. I'm picturing
the herd to hear the herd.
Here to burn the leaf, murder the mood. We're burn the leaves, huh?
To blow the leaf.
Get the leaves off of my grass, fella.
The Swedish leaf blower person.
Well, I will tell you, as a drummer, I'm used to some loud decibels.
You might not know this. Jeffrey is an incredible jazz drummer, so you're used to some noise behind the kit.
Right, and when I use the leaf blower, I try not to go full throttle because it's pretty loud.
Which is louder, your drumming or the leaf blowing?
If the leaf blower is on full throttle, the leaf blower is probably louder. Well, in my mind, it's louder because
now, Jeff, are you one of those percussionists that can use anything to make a sound? So perhaps you can incorporate castanets or the kitchen sink or banging on a pipe or a leaf blower in some kind of modern musical invention?
Much to my family's chagrin, yes. As a matter of fact, I started out playing on pots and pans as a little kid. Pots, pans, and buckets with wooden spoons.
Man. And so basically it was so noisy, your family gave you a drum set to reduce the noise in the household.
No, I actually used my newspaper boy money. And fun fact, I'm still playing the same kit today.
Wow.
So, but they are, so I will acquiesce on the point that they are noisy as heck.
But also the pollution. They attack the ozone layer. We're trying to eliminate pollution wherever we can, and so the gas-powered leaf blowers. But you're right, the batteries are getting better and better and better. So a good battery-powered leaf blower, perhaps it can get the job done quickly and not harm the environment too much? ?
Well, so the batteries as they get better, all I can tell you is the cord ones are terrible. I had a corded leaf blower. It didn't blow anything. I mean, I probably could sweep faster than that thing was going. And then I have a corded hedge trimmer, which I can't even tell you how many extension cords I've gone through with
because you cut the extension cord.
You think mowing the lawn is bad with an extension cord? Try trimming your bushes with one of those. I've got like 16 cuts in one strand of.
Well, Jeff, I had my my corded chainsaw up in the tree the other day, and I was trimming the tree with my corded chainsaw, and yeah, and so I just kind of looped the cord of the chainsaw around a branch while I was attending to something or moving things around, and the chainsaw was going, and a bird flew right into the chainsaw. I'm making all this up. I'm making this up completely. This is
I had a good visual going there. You should have gone another.
like a chainsaw, a running
It's going-
chainsaw in a tree, a corded running chainsaw.
like a boat where the skipper has fallen overboard and it's just going at a giant 360.
That'd be a thing. A chainsaw with an electric chainsaw with a cord hanging in the tree.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah,
you don't want it's a pain to start it up, so you don't want to start it and have to like start it and stop it. So you're going to leave it running, the corded chainsaw in the tree. You're going to leave it running while you have to attend to like moving a branch or something. And that's going to be, and then it falls. Maybe it falls. You have your child is playing on the ground underneath where Daddy's working. The corded chainsaw falls down from the tree. Oh, that's a disaster.
And it's so loud. It's so loud. Little Johnny doesn't hear timber.
Oh,
and so then you got a double problem.
And his mother doesn't hear that the sound of his piteous cries as the chainsaw plummets down through his little body.
Oh gosh. Well, those are. See now. That's a real world scenario.
It's a real world. It's a first world scenario. A corded chainsaw plummeting from the top of a tree, and best of all, I'd like to see if one of our listeners could turn that into a killer horror script. Wouldn't that be a terrific horror script? And maybe the chainsaw, it's a corded chainsaw. It's swinging like the pit and the pendulum. Let's see an Edgar Allan Poe scenario with it.
Wasn't that used in every James Bond movie where he was on a table and something was coming down to slice him?
He's moving down the table and there's a chainsaw like position between his legs, and then the villain for the Bond movie always says, "Well, I know this will work out the way I want it to, so I'm going to leave now. And I'll come back later to find your body in pieces. Ta-ta!" And then somehow, of course, James
escapes. If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids, it's a Scooby-Doo adventure as well. Exactly.
Oh my! Well, but to your point, I don't hear any outcry about the chainsaws.
Corded chainsaws?
The not corded gas-powered chainsaws. Those boys are like when they're trimming trees in the neighborhood, or the electric company comes through and starts just randomly lopping off.
Yeah.
And by the way, the electric company, they're not arborists. These guys just come in. No. I mean, you see trees that like the entire center has been hacked out of. So,
and then, but while we're on the horror subject, and then they take those trees that they've hacked off, and they throw them into the wood chipper.
Oh, the chipper. Yeah. So, I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there that's making a lot of racket. I don't know why we're picking on the leaf blowers. I think we, like cars, we just need a more environmentally friendly engine in them, and they'll be fine.
I don't know, Jeff. Leaf blowers, as a person who records audio and who loves a quieter, more peaceful world, why not move towards? There's got to be a leaf blower technology. Elon Musk is going to come up with. There are these fans. The Dyson people have these fans, the fan technology that looks like an O, like a vertical O, and it's a fan. There are going to be fan technologies that are quieter. They're coming down the pike.
That's a great idea. I mean, the Dyson guys could probably solve that issue for sure.
There's got to be some kind of Dyson leaf blower that is much, much quieter, and it's kind of trendy and cool as well. And you spend like $700 for it. And
the design is cool. It'll have a really cool design. I mean, the thing that makes me just like bonkers, is that the battery ones, I mean, they're making almost as much racket at a much higher decibel level. So let's just say that the gas power mowers are
you talking about mowers or leaf blowers?
I'm sorry, leaf blowers. The gas-powered leaf blower is maybe cranking out at, let's just say, a D sharp, a lower D sharp.
Uh-huh.
But the battery ones, the battery-operated leaf blowers, they're like they're a high A. Yeah, I mean, it's not that they're any quieter. I mean, you might have a little bit less smog coming out of them, but they're still making a lot of racket.
You just got to choose which part of your hearing is going to be destroyed, Jeffrey. And okay, how do I want my tinnitus to manifest itself? What part of the audio spectrum am I ready to lose? And that's just make a choice. Maybe you have a nattering neighbor or a nattering sibling or spouse that comes in at a certain decibel level. Maybe you have a leaf blower that destroys that level of hearing, and that's maybe not such a problem.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer. All I can tell you is the answer is not raking. Like the
Not
people that are
raking.
out there, like just get a rake. That's coming from somebody who's never raked a thing in their bloody life. Because if you got a big enough lawn,
Yeah,
and let's just say you're in advancing years, such as we are,
yeah.
if I were to rake for 5 minutes, my back would hurt for a week.
But that's good
So,
exercise, Jeff. We all need
well,
to we need to keep fit. We need to keep exercising. Raking is good exercise, but also, what about the young people? We need to have an employment for the young ones. How are you going to learn the value of work if you don't have that wooden rake handle doing its job for 20 to 75 minutes every Friday or Saturday?
now that is something I can get on board with.
Yeah.
But
Employing young people.
we like live in the world of like chitty chitty bang bang in that town where there were no children. I don't even know where you
Oh.
find the children. Even if you found a child to do it, they'd be like, "I'm not doing that. What is
Right
that?
here
A
at the
rake?"
Right Next Door podcast, we are looking for your children. We are ready to employ your children. Send
With
them
rakes.
send them to the address of the Right Next Door podcast. We will put them to work raking, and we will teach them the value of $1, Jeffrey. The value of $1 per leaf.
Per leaf. Holy smokes!
Oh,
We
with
get
inflation,
into-
Jeff, with the cost of these things, yeah, you used to be able to get a kid for like $5 who would rake your whole yard. These days, they're charging per leaf, they're charging per minute. So it's good work for them, but the price is going up. They got to buy
And
an
there's-
Xbox. They got to buy. If they're a teenager, they're saving up for a car.
There's mandatory phone breaks during the workday.
Absolutely, there's
they've
mandatory
gotta-
cell phone breaks to text with their pals and send pictures of their junk. There's all kinds of. You got to. So when you're paying these kids to rake your lawn, there are a lot of other issues to deal with. So absolutely, yeah, you're right. Young
Actually,
people
they're-
don't work for the same price and for the same. Yeah.
they're going to be texting pictures of your yard with the caption like, "Look at this jamoke's place.
Yeah.
Way too many leaves. I quit.
I quit.
I could take this leaf job and shove it."
That's right. You can take the end of this rake and put it where the.
Right.
Hey, Mister Big Yard.
Yeah,
I'm
Mr. Yard with all the trees. I mean, my guess is they would consider the rake some sort of, medieval torture device that
Yeah.
would hurt their hands. I mean, they're going to gravitate right towards the new invention. I mean, hell, I was trying to invent a way to make the leaves, go away faster when I was a kid. So,
Well, the idea of like covering your entire lawn with some kind of cloth and then lifting up the cloth, of course, killing the grass completely. So when spring comes, you just have this patch of dirt with a tree above it. But other than that, there's
so you
gotta
can just
be-
roll up the leaves.
Yeah, you just roll up the leaves.
That black weed killer stuff that
Yeah.
you put down in your flower beds.
That's right, and so eliminate any vegetation below the level of the tree, and there's a solution, but the remedy is often worse than the
Yeah.
cure. The cure is often worse than the disease.
Well, I don't know what to do about it other than, I just don't see the rake being the solution in the new millennium. I mean, that seems to me to be like, like using a tractor from 1945 to plow your field.
Well, the
Farmers aren't
old
gonna
ways
do
are still best, Jeff. Whatever topic we cover, we solve that problem. Aren't you happy about that? The Right Next Door podcast, we completely and totally find every possible avenue. I hope our listeners can chime in if they think that we've missed anything, because we never miss anything. We never miss a trick.
Have we solved this? I don't know that we've solved it.
We've solved the leaf blower problem in America, and our little podcast has a power and a range. It's astounding.
Wait, so what was the solution? I can't refresh my memory. Musk is going to make Dyson is
Dyson's
going to
make a quiet leaf blower.
Perfect. I'll buy one.
Me too.
You have a neighbor who's driving you crazy. Tell us about it. Right Next Door Podcast at gmail.com. The Right Next Door Podcast is an unscripted production of Eversharp Media, which takes a satirical look at local news coverage and social media. The material, views, and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the talent, guests, or the production company. Celebrity voices impersonated, including this one.